So Sean, welcome to Reno.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're finally here. We're finally doing it.
I know, it's been a great week so far. We've had a good time.
What day is it? It feels like a month has gone by in some ways, and like an hour has gone by in others.
Friday, yeah.
Is it Friday? It's Friday.
It's Friday. So we have one more rehearsal tonight, and then we have the dress tomorrow.
Yeah.
But things are...
So what has it been like for you? You weren't there for the first rehearsal. We worked out some of the kinks on our own.
Well, and it's good composer policy to stay away when the foam is really flying. and
I think that's wise.
Yeah, well, and it's good advice I've heard so many times, but this is sometimes composer, we just don't have enough time, and we just feel like we have to be there over the course of the rehearsal schedule. And so I'm often there for the first rehearsal, and then I often have a very dramatic evening afterward, and I have to get through and separate the aspects of the piece that are mine and aspects of the working out, and how people just have to get information, and they have to go forward, and then the process of you guys coming together and making the piece your own is something that it's a process, but sometimes in the moment it's hard to remember.
One of the things that's been most fascinating to me about doing this with you is watching that process and seeing the wheels inside your head turn after you hear it and think, oh gosh, what should I have done differently in terms of writing it, and then also separating out what can I tell you and the orchestra to do differently to realize the vision that you originally had.
Yeah, well, that rehearsal time is such a magical, it's so rare and so limited. So I try to keep my comments as useful as possible, and it's really hard work. You feel like you want to talk for an hour, even though the piece is only 4 minutes long.
It just must be an incredible thing to just sit there and hear something that you've had in your head for so many hours and weeks, and this creation, and then it's out there, and you must feel like you want to tweak every single note at some level.
Well, it's amazing. Especially the orchestra, everything's a surprise. And there have been some really nice surprises with this piece. Just looking at the piece itself, there's some things that I think are going well. And then, of course,
good. I'm glad to hear that.
Well, I think the orchestra is really sounding really terrific, and it's so exciting to hear. Well, I really, great musicians are like, homing devices. They're like homing visions. They find the essence of whatever's going on, and they work that out among themselves. And I'm sure from the first to the second rehearsal there was a big leap, and there was another big leap last night. It's like this weird osmosis.
Yeah. And
I don't have to verbalize what I was saying.
Yeah.
But then I go back and take notes, and we talk about it together, and then we come back. It's just a great process. So
the orchestra is so into this, as am I. It's just so cool. I mean, you are the Reno Philharmonic's first ever composer in residence. This orchestra, in its 43-year history, has never done this, had this kind of a relationship. And the orchestra is teeming with excitement. I'm over the moon, and so is the community. The community, as they're meeting you and you're talking to people, and just for the chance to add this dimension to their listening experience, that here's a composer that's a living human being, and they can ask you, how did you come up with this piece? How did it start? What do you struggle with?
Yeah, that has really been surprisingly inspiring. I've been meeting with 3rd graders and 12th graders and young composers, and the Reno Philharmonic Week. I mean, we've had great conversations, and I feel like I'm always the one getting the most out of it. I just see these wide eyes. I mean, it's so great when I go home to my little composer dungeon, in 2 weeks. I'm going to try to remember those and think, there's
you're
a lot of things
to
write about.
Yeah, you're having an impact.
I feel really great about it, and of course that's the hometown thing. I was that wide-eyed kid. Just a few short years ago. But no, it's been great, and we're having a good time, and it's giving me a lot of just basic information about how we're going to go forward and make my residency, as it goes on into next season, as useful as possible.
Yeah. So what we're doing here, we're bringing Sean back in October, and he's going to be here for a slightly longer period of time. And he's going to have continuing projects from this week with some of the students, school kids, Celebrate Strings kids, that we're going to continue on and pull together their compositions. And we'll be doing a bigger piece of yours. This one's just Silvery Rills is is a little piece.
It's
4 minutes.
Amuse bouche,
Yes.
a little bite.
Yes.
So it's, you know, this week has been giving me great information about how to best interact and best create something that is a part of what's going on stage with you, but a part of, you know, what's going on in this building, in Kinley building, and what's going on in Reno, and how I can best communicate and interact. So you know, and also working with the fantastic project, which was really the centerpiece of the whole residency as we designed it, which was with the Nevada Museum of Art, and with the Art and Environment Conference, which I have already learned so much about, and you know, the terrific international conference that I'm really honored to be part of. And
so that's what's happening in October. Your premiere then is going to be part of this larger collaboration with the museum.
Yeah.
And yes, right during their international conference on art and the environment. So
I've been thinking a lot about environments of all kinds. And so, you know, internal environments, external, where I was growing up here, where I am now. I have a lot. There's going to be a lot in that piece. It's scary.
I can't wait. I can't wait.
It'll be